Welcome to the live Iftaar broadcast. My name is Luqman Shadrack, broadcasting every night from a different mosque or a mass Iftaar in the Capetown area. Today, we're at the iconic Masjidul Quds that's been home to so many various spiritual programs over the years, especially during Ramadan as well. First up, we'd like to check to the chairman of the Exco, Brother Muhammad Abdullah. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, Luqman. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, lovely
Welcome
being
to
back.
Masjidul Quds.
It's always lovely being here. It's always an iconic venue. It just gives you a different feeling when you walk into Masjidul Quds, the design, the warmth, and especially the welcome from the patrons as well. Brother Muhammad, for those that would like to know more about the history of Masjidul Quds, iconic name as well, give our viewers a bit of history lesson.
Okay, so the masjid comes from the Bharti era, where, Habiba Masjid, which is an iconic masjid just close to us and not too far away. And this area started becoming populated because of the Group Areas Act, and a lot of the Muslims from District 6 and other areas within Cape Town got moved to islands, mainly the Indian people over here and Gatesville. And there was a need for another masjid because of the growing population. And there was a challenge where the apartheid state didn't want another masjid here, and there was a lot of work that was done by giants. I call them the giants because we stand on shoulders of giants. Of course. This is what they've done to get the property dedicated to a masjid. And alhamdulillah, over time, the masjid has grown bigger and bigger because of the need and the community growing bigger as well. And the name Masjidul Quds obviously comes and aligns to Palestinian brothers and sisters in Jerusalem, where, the Quds Masjid there. So the dome is a reflective of that in terms of our solidarity and our hearts that yearns to be there as well.
Of course, inshallah. The community itself has grown and trebled over the last couple of years as well. A lot of businessmen in the area, Gatesville being a hub of business as well. I mean, if you come through on a Saturday, I mean, it's very unlikely you would find parking because it's so full. But also for Jumu'ah, it's quite well attended as well. Do you find that, you guys cater for all different communities at the masjid?
Yes, of course. And that's what we always want different speakers here at the Masjidul Quds. So we have our resident Imam Sheikh Alexander, who we're chatting to you later. He speaks at least once a month. But the rest of the time, we invite other guests to come and speak because of the different personalities we have here, different cultural groups we have here, people from all over the world now. We got people from Pakistan, Bangladesh. That's part of our community now. And we accept that, and we provide a facility where there's always people having to challenge what they see and what they have in front of them. And we hopefully are doing that in service to the community in that way.
Alhamdulillah. As a committee, I would imagine that fundraising efforts need to happen constantly through the year for the upkeep of the masjid and the various other programs you have at the masjid as well.
Yes, so that's always a challenge, a big challenge for anybody. I think any masjid out there or the religious organization doing work within the community is always reliant on people like yourselves and the community to help support and sustain the masjid. We do with a sustained effort during Ramadan to collect monies because that's the time people want to give. But obviously during on a Friday and Jummah, we do our collections as well. We've got some innovation here where we've got a tap card machine, but not the normal ones for the banks. It's one where you can select an amount. You just tap an amount and tap your card, and alhamdulillah, then you're good to go. So it's something that we've seen a need for because people don't carry cash around. They have their watch to tap or their phone to tap. So alhamdulillah, that's been quite a good avenue. And hopefully that will take over a bit more. But we try to be innovative, but we're still reliant on the community to support us so that we can have all these different guest speakers as well as these different events here as well as Masjidul Quds.
Alhamdulillah. It's one of those venues that lends itself to quite a few things that can happen at the masjid as well. I know there's ladies' classes that happens here that's very vibrant, but I'll chat to Sheikh about that a bit later as well. And one of the things that I was very happy about is Jeff, definitely on a Friday and various other programs where you've got a wonderful camera setup that gets broadcasted via an app. That innovation is really something to look forward to for me as someone that doesn't come to this masjid as often, but for others as well.
Yeah. No, we've been fortunate to have some good, innovative people here that's looking ahead in the future. I mean, this discussion was had about 15 years ago, where we started putting in the system so that we could broadcast live on YouTube and Facebook and make it available. And what is nice about the YouTube and Facebook, it's there for people to, like you've said, if you've missed it, couldn't be here for Juma or couldn't be here for that event, that it is there for people to go and look at their own time. And that's what people consume now. It's not about being there at the live event. People look at the opportunity to do things in their own time. So we hopefully, we've seen a growth in that in terms of the viewership, etc. So alhamdulillah, that's been a good avenue for us to continue giving the message out there to the rest of the community. And those is not within Cape Town, globally as well.
Exactly. And I think it also encourages other masajids around the world to be more proactive in that way as well. What are some of the successes that you're very proud to mention since you've been here? I know you've been here for many, many years, not just on the Exco, but as a member, as a Musali as well. What are some of the wonderful moments that you would like to mention?
I think the one that stands to mind is when we had the artifacts of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam here at the masjid. We were fortunate that it was supposed to go somewhere else. I mean, somewhere, somehow, a couple of days before the event was supposed to happen at this other venue, things just didn't work out for them. And I said, Allah planned for us to host the event. So alhamdulillah, that was really one of the highlights. Obviously, we've got an awards function as well, where we honor those in the community. Every 2 years, we look at individuals within the community, national, internationally as well, to recognize them for the efforts that they've done. So that's another one of our highlights that we do. Besides whatever else we do from a Juma perspective, getting guest speakers to come, having our events, having our classes. It's a busy masjid. And alhamdulillah, what I like about what the seniors have done is they've looked ahead. I mean, I'm now most probably a bit more senior, but when I started, I was young. So they looked at always the succession plan. So inshallah, you'll be talking, I think, next to one of our other succession planners in terms of a youngster that's come on board to the committee. And that for me is important. I think that's what a lot of organizations should be doing, because they need to look at the future. And and the guidance I got when I started to where I am now, you build that over years. It doesn't happen overnight. So it's very important that the masajids and organizations should look at doing that going forward.
Jazakallah so much, Brother Muhammad, for always affording us your time, but in inviting us back to the masjid. May all your future plans grow from strength to strength, inshallah.
Shukran, Kumaran. All the best to Ramadan. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Exco member at Masjidul Quds, Brother Muhammad Abdullah, chatting to us about some of the wonderful things that's happened. Now, Brother Muhammad mentioned that, they invited some youth to be part of the Exco, and one such person is Brother Salman Bandika, who's part of the youth committee here at Masjidul Quds. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. Are you well?
Wa alaikum salam, I'm well, alhamdulillah. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. You can take a step a little forward. There we go. Brother Salman, how long have you been part of Masjidul Quds' committee?
I've been a committee member for the past 5 to 6 years.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
And as part of the committee, what are some of the plans, projects that you've undertaken to date?
Can you repeat the question?
As part of the committee, what are some of the plans that and projects that you've done over the last couple of years?
Myself, so I have been involved with the Ramadan for Kids program, which is starting this year. I've continued the first year fasting certificates.
Oh, lovely.
We usually give the children's names, we get the children's names, and then we generate a certificate for them to acknowledge that they have fasted for the first year. Now, alhamdulillah, we've innovated it over the years, so now we are doing it via Google Forms. It becomes a lot more automated. And
so that's a great initiative, because it acknowledges those that have fasted for the first time, and we make, we're so proud of our kiddos that do that as well. What are some of the other projects that has happened since you've been here?
Okay, alhamdulillah, since I've been here, we've done a lot of Qira programs and lectures over time through the weekdays. Specifically this Ramadan, we have involved ourselves in 2 Qiyamul Layl programs run by youth organizations, Qulubul Noor and Khudamul Islam.
Oh, lovely.
They happened in the evening after Tarawih, and they ended quite late, but alhamdulillah, the turnout was brilliant. And this year, tomorrow, we will be having a program generated and aimed just for kids. Self-defense classes, canvas paintings, and archery demonstration.
Lovely.
Tomorrow evening, we have our annual orphan Iftaar, in which we have a program dedicated just to orphanages and making them feel special.
Alhamdulillah. What are some of the future plans that you're hoping to instill in the youth and make them part of the masjid as well?
each year we have a program. The Friday closest to Youth Day, we have what we call a Youth Juma, where the youth lead the Juma, a youth speaker, a youth person making the salah, a youth person doing the khutbah and adhan. We inshallah plan to continue that this year and hopefully plan to make it more often, so maybe twice a year, inshallah.
Jazakallah so much, Salman. All the very best. Assalamu alaikum. There we go. The youth being part of the activities right here at Masjidul Quds. And a man that doesn't need too much introduction, Sheikh Abdurrahman Alexander. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to Masjidul Quds, Brother Luqman and the Hilaal TV.
Only my pleasure. Sheikh, it's always nice being here. For Ramadan, busy program. The kuffat that recite for Taraweeh, are they from the masjid? Are they from other areas?
It's all from our local youth, alhamdulillah, and we're very, very proud of them. MashaAllah, it started from a young age. What I normally do after Laylatul Qadr night, I give the youth a chance to lead the salah. And some of them have now become hafiz and they lead the salah.
Wow, that is so amazing. It must be such an honor. And for parents to witness these youngsters come up in the masjid as well. You've also got a madrasa that's here at the masjid. Full-time? I know it's a bit of a break now, but normally otherwise full-time here?
Full-time madrasa. We've got the afternoon madrasa running from Mondays to Thursdays or to Fridays. We've got weekend madrasa. And then we've got the Al-Quds College for ladies only. We offer them a one-year course in Arabic and basic Islamic studies. So we're preparing the mothers to be educated, alhamdulillah.
I think that's a wonderful idea because, mothers definitely teach our youngsters as well. Sheikh, over the years, you've had such amazing reciters come through. What are some of the overseas artists, if you want to call them, or musallis that stand out for you?
Well, alhamdulillah, we always have good qaris coming from Egypt specifically. This year we have one from Thailand, and he read this afternoon, and he just mesmerized the audience. So we're also looking forward to Qari Durungi from internationally reputed. And we've got our own local qaris, our very own Abdul Basit, in the person of Sheikh Abdurrahman Sayyidin, who also was one of our guests recently. And so many talented local as well as international. And our international Qira program every year, alhamdulillah, draws quite a crowd.
In your opinion, in your humble opinion, Sheikh, what makes Masjidul Quds so different, so iconic, a venue that people want to resonate to in Cape Town?
Alhamdulillah, I think Masjidul Quds was found on very good foundation, and this is what Allah refers in the Quran to the first masjid of Quba, Ussisa ala taqwa, a masjid that was found on piety. This masjid indeed was found on piety and in sincerity, and it is still continuing in that particular spirit. And we can only hope that whatever we do for the sake of Allah, and we will then be assured of ultimate success, alhamdulillah.
Beautiful words. Jazakallah so much, Sheikh. Always an honor being in your company. All the very best to you and the family for the rest of Ramadan, and to the beautiful community of Masjidul Quds as well, inshallah.
Shukran, and the same to you and your family and the entire team of Hilaal TV. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The iconic Sheikh Abdurrahman Alexander, Imam here. We're back tomorrow between 5 and 7, inshallah, for another episode of the Iftaar show. Do join us tonight for the JEQ pledge that will happen from about 9:30, inshallah. Don't forget to always join us on channel 347 from myself, the Hilaal team, and the entire staff in our Johannesburg and Cape Town branches. We wish you a great evening. Assalamu alaikum.
لا